Welcome to Mrs. Belanger's Moodle Classroom. Today's topic is functions. A function is a relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. Each element represented by the independent variable is paired with exactly one element represented by the dependent variable. All the values represented by the independent variable of the function is called the domain of the function, and all the values represented by the dependent variable of the function is the range of the function. Here we have two examples of a function where our domain values are unique. We have a -3, 0, 2, and 4, and they are unique values that go to only one value of our range. So here we have a function. This graph also represents a function, and we'll better explain why when we do the vertical line test on the next page. But if you run down our domain values and you move up to our range, you will see there's only one value for every value of x. There's only one unique value of y. Here we have two examples. One is a function and one is not a function. If you look in the domain values here, they are all unique. This one's a function. Even though 0 and 3 have the same range value for their domain values, it is still a function because the domain values are unique. But if you look at B, the domain values are not unique. We have a 1 going to the range of 4, and we also have a 1 going to a -4. This cannot be a function because our domain values, the same domain value, cannot have two different range values. We have a linear equation, and it is a function, and we can, because it's a function, we can write it as function notation. Okay, our table, we have our domain values all unique to our y values. Now, this is clearer when we take a vertical line test. If I take my vertical line and I run it by all my domain values, it will clearly see that when I hit the graph, there's only one value of y for every value of x. And as I move it down, I am only getting one value of y for every value of x. So this is the vertical line test, and this is how we can tell if a graph is a function, because it's only hitting one value at a time. Here we have another graph. Again, if you look at the domain values, they're all unique. And again, we can take our vertical line, and as we pass it through the graph, it's only hitting the graph at one point at a time. As long as it only hits the graph one point at a time, it is a function. Now we have some values, and we're going to test them to see if they are functions. The first two examples on top are tables or data. So in this data, again, we're going to look at our domain values. -4, -2, 0, 2, and 4. They are all unique. So the domain values are unique, then it's a function. If we look here on this domain values, we have two 6s that go to 9 and 10. These two are not unique to our domain. They have two different range values. This one cannot be a function. When we look at points, again, we're going to look at our x value. If our x values, which is our independent variable, is unique in all the set points, then we know we have a function. We have a value of 5, a value of 6, a value of -8, and a value of 0. All the independent variables are unique, so therefore it is a function. We check on number 4, the same. We're going to look at our data points, make sure our x values are unique. So we have a 4, a 3, a -2. Oh, we have a 4 again. This point 4 matches with 5, but this point 4, x value 4, matches with 7. This can't occur in a function. So example number 4 cannot be a function. These 4 have a graph, so we're going to use our vertical line test to see if these are functions. So as I take the vertical line and drag it through, notice the 2 lines only cross at one point. Because the 2 graphs only cross at one point, then number 6 is a function. Now we'll try number 5. Again, as I drag, so if I find this point, so far so good, this point, but look at these 2 points. See how the red line is crossing at 2 points? This cannot be a function because we have more than 2 points hitting our vertical line. So 5 is not a function. We're going to try 7. If we go slowly, here again, only one at a time, passes through, only one at a time. So graph 7 is a function, and graph 8, it's easy to see. Our graph is hitting, the blue graph is hitting our line at 2 different coordinate points, and that can't happen with a function. So 8 is not a function using the vertical line test. So to wrap it up, when we have a table or data points, we just have to look at the domain. If we have unique domain values, then it is a function. In a graph, we take our vertical line. If we pass a vertical line through the graph and it doesn't hit, it only hits at one point, then it's a function. But as in example 5 and 8, if it hits at our vertical line at 2 points, then it cannot be a function. Well, this concludes our function examples for today, and hopefully this will be helpful, and you'll now understand what a function is.